Space. To understand this with additional explanation, behold, it is known that the level of Malchus is the level of exaltness and being raised. For sure, when we talk about the level of Isnasus, so the light is separate and exalted relative to the subjects. Melucha is exaltness. And the worlds receive only from the level of Melucha. Malchus kol Elomim, that all the Elomim come from the level of Malchus, which means Vahainu the Bechinas Malchus the Atzilus, that the level of Malchus of Atzilus Nasa Atik Yoimin Libria Hulu becomes the Atik, the Keser for Bria. So getting only from Melucha, meaning that the Melucha is exalted, is higher, and they get from that level in a way that becomes their Keser, that becomes their Atik Yomim for Bria. So it's removed. That's why it's a Bria Yesh Me'ayim. The worlds of Bria relative to Atzilus and Malchus, the Atzilus, is in a way that it is exalted from them. It's higher. And therefore the creation is in a way of Yesh Me'ayim. Therefore, the level of the vitality of the worlds, Yesh Me'ayin, is from the level which is called Yesh Me'ayin, something from nothing, basically meaning that the source, the Shoidesh, the Malchus is Ayin because it's Keser, it's exalted. It's Meraimam from the Yesh which is created. That is because they get from Malchus. And Malchus mashpia in a way of exaltness, so it's removed. If if they would get from the Zeir from the Midas, Bechinas HaMidas, the Atzilus, the level of Midas of Atzilus, Atzma. As for example, K'moy HaChesed Shu Atzma Yodet, Chesed himself, Malchus is not Yodet, Malchus stays above, it's Misnase. But if you got from the Midas and the Chesed would descend, then he would be close in a way of Ilav Olu, like cause and effect. There would be a connection to the creation of Bria. It wouldn't be Bria then, to the level of the Midas. Then that would be like one Yesh from another Yesh, not Yesh V'ayim, Yesh Gomer V'dov V'ne'atzma. It wouldn't be a total Yesh. A total Yesh is when it comes from Ayin. But if it comes from another Yesh, then it's not a Yesh Gomer, because not totally independent, because you see the source from where it comes from. That is if it would have come from Chesed. But the Malchus works in a way of exaltness that it is Mashpia, but in a way of Isnasus, which makes it Yesh Me'ayim. Since they get through the level of Malchus, which is a level of exaltness and removal, that makes up, that creates that restrictive energy that goes down to them. Until they were created in a entity with a limit and an end. There is a finite. And still, notwithstanding that they were created in the way of Yesh Me'ayin, still, Bechinas Bittul Ayin Shia Malchus, they are in a way of bottle to the Ayin, which is Malchus. Ki v'chula mekablim aleihem oil Malchus Shemayim. They all accept upon them, saying the davening, the heavenly kingdom, meaning their bottle, they accept it. Umachmas emas Malchus da'atzilus nase b'chinas bittul hayesh. Because of the awe of Malchus da'atzilus, it becomes the level of bittul hayesh. Because they do accept this level of Malchus willingly. They're accepting bittul k'masher kosher. The pasuk says, "Soim tosim alecha melech." You should put the king on you, meaning from your willingly, and you accept the level of Malchus. Kiloshin explains now. Kiloshin melucha. When you say malchuse bekoil malchuse berotzin, melucha means accepting Hashem's kingdom. That's the bittul hayesh. There is an idea of memshola. Hashem rules over you. Even people that don't accept Hashem's kingdom, yet Hashem rules them. But that's not called malchus. That's called memshola. Malchus is berotzin. Kiloshin melucha. The language of Melucha does not apply only those who accept willingly of the yoke of his kingdom. Without rotzin, without willingly, if he is called dominates, the rules of you. When on Rosh Hashanah, when Od Marisha was created, Shu Baal Bechira, he has choices. The Kib El Malchus is Baruch Berotzin, and he accepted the yoke of his kingdom willingly. Osnes Galam Midas Malchus is Baruch. Then the mid of Malchus became revealed. Malchus, because there was somebody to accept Hashem's kingdom. That only came about once Adam was created in the 6 days. As opposed to before Adam was created. There were only animals, tame animals and wild animals that are not choices. There wasn't yet that expansion of Hashem's blessed Malchus. That's why in every Rosh Hashanah there has to be a renewal from the measure of Malchus, because Malchus is Adam Rishon, is Yom Shishi, is one Adam Rishon. Before that is Memsholah, but not Malchus. It has to be Malchus Berotze Kiblu Aleim Chut. Hinei Idei Saruso Dilatata. Bittul Harotzin, the Midas Malchus is Baruch, through the arousal of below. We subjugate our Rotzin to the measure of Hashem's blessed kingdom. Lekabel Malchus Berotzin, to accept Hashem's kingdom willingly. That arouses above the level of the supreme will in the measure of Melucha. The Eibishter wants to be a king. Liyos harotzin amatil amaitzel Elya Baruchu lismabish b'midas malchus baruch. So the Eibishter's wish wants to, the rotzin the maitzel is to dress up in malchus. Our subjugation to the midas hamalchus makes an arousal above that Hashem should want to dress up into the measure of his blessed Malchus. Anikro is Havus Keser Malchus Ki Yaduav. And that is what's called the creation of the crown of Malchus, as known. The crown of Malchus is the Rotzin in the Melucha that is Nimshach, Rotzin Elyon in Midas HaMelucha. So there it explains, Shebechol, Hashona Hamshocha Zuhu Al Yidei Habitul, Be'esek HaToiro, Shehei V'Amitzvah, Shem Ritzenu V'Chochom Moshe Yisborach. That all year round, how do we accomplish this Hamshochas, Rotzin in Malchus? That is through our subjugation, when we occupy ourselves with Torah, doing mitzvahs, which is Hashem's will and blessed wisdom. That's the way we bring down the Hamshocha into Malchus. That's why this is the idea. We make on every mitzvah, we say, Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam. So we're being mamshich from the level of Hashem's Rotzin in Olam, in the Malchus. Rotzin Elyon Zeh, but during the year, this Rotzin HaMelubash B'Chochmei Lo. That is Rotzin as it's dressed up in Chochmei Lo, the supreme Chochmah that Tzilus. On the Rosh Hashanah, Hamshocha Mibchin Elyon Yeser Sheberotzin Elyon. That comes a higher Hamshocha that is in Hashem's supreme will. Mashe Einim the Slavish Klal B'Chochmei Lo, that doesn't dress up at all in Chochmei Lo. So that's not through Torah, that's not through mitzvahs, that's all year. But on Rosh Hashanah, that comes through an inner desire nefesh. Look in there. Explains the mind. To explain this matter, we see by the human soul, that the main expansion, how does the expansion, a midah expansion, means a chesed or any other midah, if you want it and you enjoy it, then the midah will expand. Say, for example, even though it is the nature of one who is good is to do good, if his will, his desire does not agree of doing and giving the flow of this kindness, for whatever reason, for his hidden reason, that this goes up in his will, he has a reason. He doesn't want for some reason. So in that case, he's not going to be mashpia at all. This level of melucha, which is level of isnasus, the measure of zulosei, that is dependent on his ratzon. So imru lefonei malchus. We're saying imru lefonei malchus shetzorich laoirer ratzon elyon. You have to make him want, because the want brings it about. Hainu is lapshu saying in Sab Baruch Hu be'eser sfiras the malchus. What's the next word? As is the malchus. Ein Chof, Oy Merim, Mamer Yud Mem. Huh? Oy Merim. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, Naimrim. And that's what we say. Okay, Naimrim. That's why we say Asora Psukim. Lahavi Hamshocham in Hatanach. So we say, how do we bring down the Getus Rotzen? We say the 10 Psukim from the Psukim of Malchios, Imrul Fana Malchios, what the Gemara says. That is Lahavi Hamshocham in Hatanach. The Raisa Mechochma Nafkes Chulu. So to bring down from the Torah Nevi'im Uksuvim, that's where the Psukim come from, 333, and another one from the Torah, which they make up the 10 Psukim of the Malchus, it's Chines Shefes, is Mechochma Nafkes Liyos. So why Davke the level of Torah Chochma? Liyos knows Chiloson B'Seifot, because the end, the beginning is stuck in the end. So the higher level, Keser Elyon, Ihu Keser Malchus Chulu. Keser Elyon is the Keser Malchus because they connect. So you get the Rotzen, which is the Keser Elyon, to be nimshach into the Keser Malchus through the intervention of Torah Mechochma Nafkes. כדי להמשיך בכינס עונג ורוצן זה, צריך להמשיך ממקור כל התנוגים. צריך בהכרח להמשיך, so we have to draw down from the source of all the tanugim, raiv, the whole raivin, the rotzen of all ritzonis, to the beginning of the rotzen. Raiv, the whole raivin, the atiko, that's in the rotzin of all Ritzonis, which is in Atik, which is Stimo, the whole Stimin, which is hidden of all hidden, which means it's beyond. Within Keser itself, it's beyond, it's hidden. Hainu, that means Shekach, all Ritzoino, Yabim Kol Atanugim. So it went up in his supreme will, which is the source of all the lights, Hanelam, that are as hidden. That this is going to be a pleasure for him, the level of Melucha. The Hainu, that is Lahamshich, Rotzin v'Eineg Liyis, Rotzin Amayla, Maitzel Bazeh. This should be the desire and the pleasure. He wants it. That's what we say, the Rotzin brings the Spashtus Hamida. So the Eibishter should want to be the Emlech. Sheyiyeh Chofetz Misanek Bazeh Ano Emlech. Iker Ha'inek Shebem Melucha Al Yoina. And where is the main, the light in the Supreme Melucha Adroim HaMailas? So what does it mean? What is the main delight? Is Hainu Sheyiyah Yesh, that there should be an entity. The Sheyiyah Yesh, Batul B'Kabbalah Samachuz B'Rotzin. That is Kaviyachol, that is the Eibishter's pleasure, and the Eibishter's desire, and the Eibishter's will is that he's going to have a delight. There's going to be a Yesh, and the Yesh is going to be Batul. Vayim Ashekosum Zebdura Maschil Sendoreno Gabi Pirush B'Melech Shloimo Melech Shashlom Shalom. Okay, so this is what's nimshach through the Asora, the Psukim of Malchios, to bring down the Rotzon V'Eineg in the Melucha. Hine B'Tchilas B'Riyas Ha'Ilumas, before Adam Rishon was created, and there was no yet Malchus B'Rotzon. That came from Hashem himself. Because Hashem wants kindness, so it came down the level of Eineg V'Rotzen. But later on, after the creation of man, that hinges on the act of the lower ones. Man, by bringing up the Mayim Nukvim, the feminine water, which is La'oide Rotzin Elyon, Ayidei Bitl Rotzin Lamata, that is to arouse the supreme will through the subjugation of the Rotzin Lamata. When we accept Hashem, and we are mevatel ourselves to Hashem, that brings down the Rotzin of Hashem in the level of Malukah. And this half of Rosh Hashanah, Shem Nim Yud Malchus. Liyaz b'chinas binyan HaMalchus b'mokar Rishon, so that there will be the building of the Malchus from its first source, the Hainu lahamshich Keser Malchus, to bring down Keser Malchus. That's the main building of Malchus, bringing down the Keser Malchus, the Rotzin HaMelucha, the main building. And that is for the above reason that the main measure is depends on Hamshach Rotzin Baruch Hu. Because without the Rotzin in it, then the midah doesn't really expand, like we were talking. So therefore, we need Rosh Hashanah, we need Malchus Berotzin, we need the Sarusa, the Latata to bring about the Binyan HaMalchus. Without that, we don't have. I Mashakosum is the B'divra HaMalchus Ba'al Loischa, Shazeu Inyan El Mul Pnei HaMenoira. We have the Menoira. Menoira is Malchus, and then you have Pnei HaMenoira. Pnei HaMenoira is Keser Malchus. That's the Hamshach the Rotz. The Hainu Keser Shalom Malchus. That is the Keser Shalom Malchus. Why Mashakos to be Rapos give you the Bush Malchus? Rabbi Bechinas Pnei the Keser Malchus. If you shall Malchus, Leslo Megarmoklum, because Malchus doesn't have anything of its own. Mekabeles Me'eser Malchus. So basically, Shalachein Omrim Rosh Hashanah Yud Malchus. So basically, Malchus, it needs the Keser Malchus. Malchus, Leslo Megarmoklum. Kabelas Me'eser Malchus, and it recedes from the 10 Malchus, from the top of it, each Malchus of each Sfira. Shalachein Omrim Rosh Hashanah Yud Malchus. The Keser Mekabelas Malchus Shebi Keser. And where does he get the level of Keser Malchus? That comes from a Malchus Shebi Keser. So you have the 10 Sfiras, and the level of Malchus Shebi Keser becomes the Keser Shebi Malchus. That's the, says the Mamer. So the Ponoi, that's the Malchus. I'm but a mass parshas Emer, that's at the Gimel with base. Shapirish came, the Hainu Keser Malchus, that he explained this is Keser Malchus. The Hainu Ayidei Espanecha Havaya Avakish. How do we get there upon him? That is to ask it. This was Rusel Tata. Shem Eser Sfiris, Shem Yud, Malchus. Those are the 10 spheres from the 10 Malchiyos. Each sphere, the Malchus, so that's what we say through the Bakshu Ponai. As Ponech Havakish. So one thing is this Ponech Havaya Vakish, that we're asking the Esser spheres to bring down the spheres. Inami, another way to say this of Esponech Havaya would be Hanaoides Arich V'Atik. That's the level of Arich V'Atik. Where she costs Shom Ramaz. V'Ainu Lefisha Mishom Nimshech Liyas HaKeser Shebemalchus. Because there comes from the Arich and Atik, which is the Malchus Shebekeser, over there comes the Keser Malchus. Hu Anikra Ponah. That's called Ponah. Zeu Inyan Rosh Hashanah. So is the Inyan of Rosh Hashanah. Shana, what is Rosh Hashanah? Meaning the Malchus, the Keser of Malchus. Shana, Bechinas Malchus. The Rosh Hashanah, Hainu Galgalto, the Keser of Malchus. That's the Skol Keser Malchus. Ba'ayim is have a Pirush, Ramaz, Parshas Teitze, Davrish, Ein Zayin Amid Beis. Zeu Inyan Tchilas Ma'asecha. This is the beginning. What Tchilas Ma'asecha? Kamalchus, Bechinas Hasiyah Shabatzilus. Within that, Atzilus, Malchus, Hasiyah. What is Tchilas Ma'asecha? Ainu Keser, the Nukva. That is Keser of Nukva. Shut Tchilas, Bechinas Hasiyah now. All explained to you the level of Ponai, the higher level of Keser. The Zikorim, Liyem Rishon, says, Yom Tchilas Ma'asecha. Zikorim, Liyem Rishon. So what is this Zikorim? Yishlemer, Ainu Keser HaKloli. Over here we're talking about Keser of Malchus. And Zikorim Liyem Rishon, that's the Keser HaKloli, which is Bechinas Arich Ampin, Shenikro Yom Rishon. It's called the first day Shalamaylam Ishtalshlus. Moshikosav Dirmasach Meshmin Atzeres. Behind that means like this: the Malchus shall be Keser from Malchus of Keser. Imshachlias Keser Malchus Kinal. We said before, from the Malchus of Keser becomes Keser Malchus. Behind Beitz Chaim Shara Rechampin Soif Perik Beis. The Malchus Shorshal Lemailo. The Tasvir is the Archampin Atzmo. That Malchus is higher from the ninth of Archampin, Elo, Kinas Atichulu, and Vizeu Zikorin Liyem Rishem. By Mashikosu Pirush, Shamilis Aposik, Aremim Cholekayim. Okay, that's the bracket. Kihine, Rosh Hashanah, Zeh Hayem Tchilas Ma'asecha, because this is all happening on Rosh Hashanah when we are me'oirer the binyan hamalchus to bring down the keser malchus for the hamshocha in bia. That's why. I mean, this is in the brackets. He gave a little side point. Rosh Hashanah is the Valkein nikra Rosh Hashanah Rosh Gilu Achayis derech close Hakol Hashanah. It's the beginning of the revelation of Chayis in a general way for the whole year. And this power is given to the Yidden because they accept Hashem's kingdom willingly. That's why it's only because of the level of Malchus, like we said before. In the level where Hashem is called a Moshel, like we say, Umem Shaltecho, Bakoy, Umem Shaltecho, B'chol Der V'der. Afilu Der Amabo, which means every generation, Der Amabo Der Aflogo, Shemordu Ba'avaye. So that is Umem Shaltecho, yeah. Even there, they are still in the Eibush, they're accepting the Eibush's Memsholah. That's not Malchus, that's Memsholah. That's, and they have the level of Memsholah Makorcha. Even Bilam could not violate what Hashem says. Because that spirit that rules over him, dominates him, is going to go up against his will. But that he should be called a melech to accept it willingly. That can only help him. Not the Ramabel, not the Raflogo, not those that need Memshola, but only through those who accept it, or those who will. By Mashikos with the Ramas Khanatim Nitzovim, the Pirush, the man Hokim Yitzchol Loigo. Kitzer. Malchus is Remelos. While he's exalted, yet they're the battle Malchus Berosik. But he days them Meirim Harotzin. She Yumshach Lishi is Kesed in the place. You Kesed. I'm Shochazu, there's Torah Lies, Marich Ampin, Atik, Rotzin, the Tainaga.